Hey guys, Kitch with GPKNIVES here. We're going to look at the Benchmade Full Immunity today. It's a new model. It's got some really cool features we're going to go over. Okay guys, we're going to get into this knife. So this is the Full Immunity. So this is going to be a new line coming out by Benchmade. So you're going to have the Full Immunity, the Partial Immunity, which is going to be the same knife with a shorter blade, and then the Auto Immunity, same knife but automatic. Today we're going to be looking at the Full Immunity. So really neat knife. I think that this is going to be a kind of a standout from Benchmade as far as smaller EDCs go. That's kind of been their bread and butter lately. So we'll start with the blade. So just under 2.5 inches of blade. It's a Wharncliffe blade, super thin, super slicey. Got a little bit of jimping up here. And then the blade steel on this is going to be CPM M4. So CPM M4 is one of my personal favorite steels. I think it's an awesome EDC steel. And I think it's really cool because you get a lot of toughness, really good edge retention, and it's pretty easy to sharpen. The downside is going to be corrosion resistance. But on this specific knife, it doesn't really matter because they Cerakote it anyway. As long as you keep a nice coat of oil on the edge here, I think that's going to be fine. So, really nice, thin, slicey blade. Since it's so thin, they went with M4 so that you can kind of hard use this knife. So, it won't chip, it won't roll, you're not going to break the edge out. It's super tough and it can kind of stand up to abuse. It's also not very hard to sharpen either. So I carry a lot of knives in M4 and I'm able to strap them back to life after a week of hard use. And if I need to, it's pretty easy to get a good, nice, polished edge on these guys too. So moving on from the blade, we're going to take a look at the handle. So you get 2 pieces of anodized aluminum and it's milled, so it's textured. So it has this really cool texture on it that is pretty smooth, but it also adds a little bit of grip. And then it's kind of a smaller knife, so it's kind of designed to be held with a 3-finger grip. And I've got kind of medium, large size hands, and I can kind of fit all 4 fingers on there, no problem. So not too big of a deal for me. If you do have bigger hands than me, they do include a nice little lanyard back here for you to kind of catch with your pinky. But I find I'm really kind of like way back here if I'm doing that. I can kind of choke up on it a little bit too. Got a little bit of sharpening choil here that if you're not too afraid of getting bit, you can use that too. Obviously, the access lock is going to be one of the stronger locks available on the market. In order for this lock to fail, it's going to have to push this bar through 2 pieces of aluminum and steel liners. So, not much of a chance of that. You get the Bug Out's small pocket clip on here. And then, as far as size goes, to give you guys kind of an idea of the size comparison of this knife, this is it next to a Spyderco Dragonfly. Very similar, pretty much the exact same amount of handle. You get a little bit more blade on the Immunity, and then you're going to get an upgrade in steel too, so M4 versus VG10. You lose the finger choil on the Immunity, but I don't think it's as big of a deal because you can kind of get in here in the sharpening choil too. And then obviously your action is going to be different, it's going to be a little bit more fidgety with the axis lock. If you look at the pivot here on the show side, it's a little virus, so I think that's pretty cool too. You get this nice included lanyard, and you get a little lanyard bead too, and they're going to kind of accent the colors. So with the FDE, you get kind of a bronze one. OD green, you get the black. On the blue, you get the blue. If you're looking for a knife that's going to be kind of tough and you want to kind of use it hard, but you want a small knife, this is going to be an excellent one. Typically, you see CPM M4 in big tactical knives. To see it come over into a smaller EDC style knife, that's really cool too. The blade shape is excellent for work. You got a nice Wharncliffe with a little bit of belly, a whole lot of tip. It's going to be great for puncturing through tape, cardboard boxes, anything like that. This is a really great working knife for someone who doesn't want to carry or lug around a bigger knife, but it's still super sturdy, super robust. It's a really nice knife. I think that the Benchmade deep carry bug out clip is going to also add a lot to it, so you can really kind of carry it. It's going to be lightweight in your pocket. It's not going to weigh you down. Awesome. Also, obviously, with that pointy blade shape and being a black class, a little tactical too. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. This was a pretty cool knife to take a look at. So, as I mentioned earlier, this is kind of just the start of this series, so there's going to be the other 2 coming out soon in the coming months, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Make sure you guys hit the comments down below, let me know what you think of the Full Immunity. Specifically, I kind of want to know your thoughts on using CPM M4 in kind of a smaller EDC knife, what you guys think about that. We've seen other companies do it, Benchmade hasn't done it too much, I kind of want to know what you guys think about it, I think it's kind of cool. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, hit the comments down below. See you guys next week.